Every map that you see started its life as an aerial photograph. The reason we do what we do is when people need more detail, they cannot get it from a satellite image, then they get the photography from an aerial photograph, and the closer to the ground we fly, the more detail it is and the more accurate the measurements are that are derived from the picture. Key success factor in this business is to deliver a high-quality image on time. And by on time, we mean we're limited by the seasons, we're limited by the weather, and we have to work within those limitations to deliver the picture on time. We actually did not choose to go into the Latin American market as much as the market chose us. It's a Canadian client who has asked us to go down there, provide the images for their mapping effort for the host government. In the case of the Ecuador project, the end user of the photography is the Republic of Ecuador. So you have very limited opportunity to take the pictures. The second challenge, we'll call it a cultural challenge. If you're not able to converse in the local language, in that case it's Spanish, you will have large challenges to overcome on everything you do down there. And then the third challenge is, let's call it a political culture or administrative culture challenge, is that we have expectations of a certain timetable of things happening in order for us to be able to take pictures. Permits, things like getting gas. Your airplane lands, you call up the refueler, and they'll say, yes, I'll be there in 15 minutes, and 4 hours later they show up.
When it came to the airborne sensing deal, there were definitely some challenges along the way. One of which was the state of emergency that was called in Ecuador as we were signing and finalizing the agreement.
It was very, very touchy because one of our aircraft was involved right in the middle of the uprising. We got involved with EDC because of the size of the contract, the complexity of the contract, required financing of the contract, of certain elements of the contract that were not available through normal charter banking facilities. And our chartered bank, when they heard about the Ecuador possibility, when it was still a possibility, advised us that they would help us work with EDC to put those elements in place that the charter bank could not put into place.
So we supported them through insurance, contract frustration insurance, through bonding, financing, and through political risk insurance. The core team behind myself would have been Alex McDougall for CIB, Chantal Brazeau for PRI, and Amanpreet Batal and Keith Stacey in small business financing. So we got the deal done, and we did so in the nick of time. Our domestic powers ended, as you know, on March 11th, and finally the deal was signed and paid by that date, and we got it through just in time.
Well, the thing about working in markets like this is that because there's a higher risk, there should be a higher reward. But don't get fooled by, oh, this is really easy money, because the entrepreneur should ask themselves, why is it that the market is working to those reward levels, and should start digging as to what the risks are to support those reward levels.
I would say that the unique part of EDC supporting this customer was truly all of the collaboration that took place behind the scenes. As I mentioned, leveraging EDC knowledge and expertise to really truly understand the risk of doing business in a market like Ecuador, and to get comfortable with that risk and support a otherwise small business as they're taking on a larger than normal contract in a tricky market like Ecuador.